Good morning and welcome into Titan Game Day morning here on the A to Z Sports live streaming network. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's living right. We got some news for you here on a Sunday morning from the home office. Adoree Jackson. Some news as it relates to that. We've got 3 keys to success. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about over the course of this morning show. I hope everybody's doing well. Adoree says MCL Aaron on Periscope, finding Adoree. It truly is a Christmas miracle. What's the news, Buck? Jeff Rubel wants to know. Well, I reported from the A to Z Sports Twitter handle this morning that Adoree Jackson will play today against the Lions. So we will talk about that all over the course of this morning's show. We will get to 3 keys to success. On and on it goes. We live in good, says Chris Frazier. Indeed, you should be. The only thing that's different about today, and I hope it doesn't mean bad luck for you guys, is I didn't have time because I was doing investigative reporting this morning. I didn't have time to go to Starbucks, and I didn't get my pumpkin spice latte. So instead, we're just rocking with the water. So I hope that doesn't botch it for anybody today. Before we get to the content we have prepared for you, I need you to share this show around if you would be kind enough. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you view with us on Periscope, we love to see it. Welcome in this morning on YouTube, on Facebook Live, on Twitch TV as well. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, retweet the show on Periscope if you would be kind enough. That's how your Periscope people, your Twitter friends, get involved here this morning. If you view with us on YouTube, you can share the show. If you view with us on Twitch, you'll let your friends know that we're hanging out here talking shop before I head over to Nissan Stadium. Mike says, no, Buck, you're screwing us. No latte, blasphemy. Listen, it was either the latte or Adoree Jackson. I couldn't do both this morning. I'm sorry. He's playing today, J-Mo. That's the news that I broke from the A to Z Sports handle. I got you got to take the good with the bad, okay? This is just how it came down this morning. So I had to get it done before we popped on the morning show, and that means there was no latte. Anyway, if you view with us on Facebook Live, bottom left-hand corner of your screen is where you share the show. You can share now to public. That is how we get the people going on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Periscope, and on Twitch TV. And now that you guys can begin, now that you guys are here, I can begin, if you would let me, here on a Sunday. Welcome into Titan Game Day morning here on the A to Z Sports Primetime Network. I'm your host, Buck Reisig, and I'm proud, as always, to be presented to you by the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage, the official real estate agency of the Tennessee Titans. Your dream address without the stress, courtesy of the Ashton team at GaryAshton.com. Two Rivers Ford, Nashville's headquarters for the 2021 Ford Bronco. They will hook you up with not just the Bronco, but all of their great new vehicles coming into the lot in the new year. TwoRiversFord.com. And if you're betting today on Titans, Lions, or any of the other NFL games, you can double your first deposit at mybookie.ag. That's where you go and use that promo code MyTitans. They'll double you up on your first up to $1,000. Detroit is still alive, says Lewis. Adoree shakes the rust today, says Donald Bell. Buck, suit up and rush the passer today, baby. Let's go, says Blenny 10 on Periscope. Yeah, so let's take this step by step, because normally what we do in the first segment is 3 Titans keys to success. What we will do is we will do that second, Reed, since we're producing this on the live. Our wonderful producer, intern Reed, behind the scenes. He will hook it up and make the necessary adjustments. So we'll go out of order today, because I reported this morning that Adoree Jackson is going to play today. Now, Paul Kaharski had the initial report that they were optimistic. I believe that was yesterday when that came out, that Jackson would indeed play today against the Lions. By the way, Matt Stafford is also going to start today, even though he has been dealing with rib cartilage issues. He will somehow figure out how to start a game with a backup center in front of him. So we'll see how that goes. More shocking return, Marcus Adoree, or those two from The Mandalorian, says Billy Goat. Well, we'll talk about the Mandalorian another day. But so here's what I knew, okay? Adoree Jackson has had 6 straight days of work in a limited capacity. And in the open portion of practice, we did not see Adoree doing as much work because he was limited that day and ultimately would go on to be limited during the practice. But we did not see him. Out there with it. Gil Beverly, one of the Titans VPs says we need to work on your home studio, my man. Well, listen, Gil, if you're new to the game day morning show, we always do it on the back patio, and it looks a little wet. It looks a little damp this morning because it is. But if it's dry enough, this is the last home game of the regular season, so we can't break tradition. The only tradition that we have broken, Gil, is that because I was reporting this morning, I could not go get my pumpkin spice latte, as is the custom. But we always do it low-key. We always do it casual. We always do it in the bathrobe, because that's how the Titan game day morning goes. And we appreciate your participation, Gil, if you are so inclined. Who cares about the setup? We want the scoop. So, yes, we knew that Adoree Jackson was going to be practicing, or that we did see Adoree Jackson practice for 6 straight workdays, right? And so it was kind of up in the air that he would be playing today. Then Christian Fulton on his IG Live last night said that he would also be playing today, his first action in quite some time after being activated off IR. And then this morning, I sent a few texts around. I got back a response. I sent a text out that said, are they planning on running Adoree Jackson out there? The text I got back was yes. So that is how we came to find out that Adoree Jackson will be playing today against the Lions. Whether it's in a limited capacity, I don't know. Whether he's starting on the outside across from Malcolm Butler, I do not know that either. I did not care to know much more details because I got, you guys have been giving me hell about the IR jokes for, 6 months at this point. Maybe not 6 months, but since September, since the very start of the season. And so I rushed to, I made some calls. I made sure to confirm, and then we got out there with it. And that's how it came to be. So Adoree Jackson will be playing today in some capacity against the Detroit Lions. Buck got to put a robe on. You're going to curse us. No, this is the new bathrobe. I've got 2 bathrobes, so we alternate from time to time. Like I said, if anything jinxes you today, it's that I don't have my pumpkin spice latte. That could be a bad sign, but we'll see. Is Borders back too? Says Ashad. No, Borders remains on injured reserve until Houston. That's the next time that we will see him if he is able to participate. But at this point, you are hopefully not in need of Breon Borders, because here is the belief that I have, and this is more an educated guess than the actual report I put out, that Adoree will play. I do not believe that they would play him unless they were 100% confident in his abilities to play, right? That's something that Mike Vrabel has learned from with guys like Jack Conklin. I think that Mike has been very, very cautious with the health of all of these players, not just Adoree Jackson. And so I think that this is me projecting. I don't know this to be 100% so, because the health status of Adoree has been the biggest mystery in Titans media so far, in the Titans ecosystem so far. So what I would say to you is that I don't know that his health is 100%. I am confident that they would not put him out there if he was not 100%. If he couldn't play the full game, they wouldn't go with him at that point. Also, it'll be interesting to see where Christian Fulton plays. Is he just a special teamer with Desmond King in the slot? This remains to be seen. But at this point, you could, for the first time in God knows how many days, how many months, the better part of a year almost, you will for the first time have Adoree Jackson, Malcolm Butler as your 2 starting outside corners for the first time since Malcolm went down with a broken wrist in Carolina. However many days, months, I don't think, hell, it might be close to a year at this point. But good news. So on that front, so we'll see how that comes to bear. Now, as we mentioned, Matt Stafford will play today, so we will see what he is capable of doing, how physically able he is, how aggressive he decides to be, given that the Titans secondary will, be looking to shake off a little bit of rust to a degree. I don't expect Adoree to have his greatest game. I don't expect Adoree to go out there and be an overarching game changer, right? I think that they are going to have to ramp him up. It's been a long time since he's played professional football in a live game setting. And so we will find out just how much rust there is to be shaken off. BMO on YouTube says 400 plus days. That's wild. We'll talk more about this. And actually, give me your Titan keys to success, your biggest key to success today in the comment section. We'll do that here in just a second, and we can talk more about Adoree at length as we do so right after I tell you about where I am. Gil thinks my studio setting is lacking. I would tell you that my home, my dream address without the stress, courtesy of the official real estate agent of the Tennessee Titans, Gary Ashton, and the Ashton Remax Group. I love my backyard, gray and gloomy and slightly damp as it may be today. I'm sitting on a towel on my back patio, but I have a back patio in my dream address without the stress, courtesy of the Ashton team. They can hook you up the same way that they hooked me up, the same way that they take care of the Tennessee Titans organization, because they are the official real estate agency of your favorite pro football team and your favorite pro football show here on Titan Game Day Morning. Let's get your keys to success. And if you have more comments about Adoree, I'll answer whatever I am able to. Tier Tart up, says Lewis Chesney. Yes, he will be back from his one-game suspension after stepping on a Browns player. Sabenstein says pass rush. Keys for Juice Box, forgive me. Start fast, no big explosive plays, feed the beast, and I assume that is a reference to Derrick Henry. Steve Crosio on Facebook says the key is stopping Matt Stafford from refining his groove. Pressure on Stafford somehow, some way, says Tim Bass. Buck Nasty says, Kernick, hope to see you at the stadium, brother. I will be there, Kernick. And if this is the last home game of the year in 2020, at least, we'll see if you guys end up hosting a home playoff game, because that would be exciting for everybody, mostly because I wouldn't have to travel. That would be lovely. But what I would say to you is if you are at the stadium today, if you would like to say hi, we typically hang out in the what is that, the north end zone before the game at about 10:30 after the inactives come out. So if you want to come say hi from a social distance, we would love to see any and all of you who have decided to make the trip to Nissan Stadium today. Always enjoy catching up with people. Having Adoree hopefully allows us to blitz, says Chad Haynes, and it allows you to be more versatile with the guys that you're able to blitz. If Kenny Vaccaro goes, that's still, by the way, questionable. We don't know how far along Kenny is from his recovery from illness at this point. He had an up and down week of practice just in terms of his availability, not in terms of what he was able to do, because of course we only see so much of practice, but Adoree does free you up in more than one way. Now you will have Wyatt Ray today called up on the active roster, and you will have Brooks Reed on the active roster. Who they decide to go with, because their typical want is to go with three outside linebackers between Harold Landry, Derek Roberson, and a Wyatt Ray or Brooks Reed. We will see who that ends up being, but it will be the first action for Wyatt Ray since week 9, if it's him. And Brooks Reed at 33 years old, we'll see what he has left in the tank. Pass rush, a huge key, of course, but let me give you my Titans keys to success if they are to have success against the Lions today. I want to see yards after contact. I want to see A.J. Brown. I want to see Corey Davis. I want to see Jonnu Smith. I want to see any number of players that the Titans have on offense. I want to see catch and run. I want to see them break tackles. A.J. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in the league, top 5 at breaking tackles. We all know what Derrick Henry is capable of. We haven't seen as much Jonnu Smith lately, but that is something that I think they may have the ability, the liberty today, without an overwhelming Lions pass rush, to free up Jonnu Smith and maybe not keep him in as much to block. But if you're sacrificing a Jonnu Smith catch for a Derrick Henry run, you got to pick your poison. Yards after contact, the first key to success. I want to see interior pressure from the Titans defensive line. I want to see Jeff Simmons, Daquan Jones, Tier Tart against a backup center since Frank Ragnow, who is an insane person for playing through a fractured throat last week against the Packers. He has officially been ruled out with that same injury. I want to see the Tennessee Titans defense take advantage, whether that be pressure up the middle from Simmons, whether they bring blitzes with Rashaan Evans or David Long, whether that be Kenny Vaccaro blitzing a gap, or whomever is playing box safety today for the Titans. I want to see all of those things because there is matchups that are able to be taken advantage of today against the Lions. And then ultimately, you got to feed the king. Like Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. It's not quite cold as maybe you would want it to be if you are Derrick Henry and looking to have defenders who don't want to hit you. I think that Detroit playing indoors, I think, does matter for a team, even though they play in the NFC North. I do think that playing indoors puts a team like that at a disadvantage in terms of just physicality. Not that the Detroit Lions are soft. They've always been able to play Actually, really not under Matt Patricia. I was going to say they've always been able to play sound defense, but that really has not been the case under the Matt Patricia regime. And even since they've started to course correct a little bit since Patricia got fired after that Thanksgiving game. But the Detroit Lions against Derrick Henry, the run defense is not there. Feed the king. Those three Titans keys to success. I want to see yards after contact. I want to see interior pressure. I want them to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry if they are to pull this game off. Let's read some more of your comments here on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch, wherever it is that you're interacting with us. Isn't Reed too old to play, says Easy. I mean, there's plenty of 33-year-old pass rushers running around the league right now. I don't know what he looks like, honestly, physically. The last time we saw Brooks Reed was in an Arizona Cardinals uniform, and they were not known for overwhelming pass rush, although I do think that he helped Chandler Jones in spurts, right? He's a situational pass rusher, obviously. Saffold says Steve Redfern. Buck thinks he sits to get healthy for next week. Again, the only information that I was able to get this morning is that Adoree Jackson will see his first action of the season. I do not know about the status of Roger Saffold at this point. I think that he is questionable, and a toe injury is difficult for an offensive lineman to overcome. So I don't think they would sit. If he could play, he will play. But as we said, I mean, Roger Saffold just doesn't practice anymore at this point. They're trying to get his body right. If they think he made enough progress over the course of the week, you will see him out there today. But that is not information that I was able to ascertain as of this morning. Toe injuries are miserable, says Shrike. Indeed. Derek says, happy birthday. Well, it's not my birthday, but I hope whomever it is. Oh, Scoop Richardson, just get the dub for my 24th birthday. Well, a very happy 24th to Scoop. Cornell says, go Browns. Whatever floats your boat. Steve Redford says, thank you, Buck. You are more than welcome. Corey, AJ, and Henry, all 100 yards for Ryan Fields. Those are his keys to success. Cam Wake was like 107 last year, says Ardonis on Facebook. Yeah, well, I mean, look at Brooks Reed, kind of like how you look at Cam Wake. Third down, situational, veteran savvy pass rusher, and those guys understand hand technique and hand placement against offensive line. This is not an overwhelmingly good Detroit offensive line. Maybe you are able to have some success. W. Taylor Black says, can you suit up today, Buck, and help that pass rush? Listen, I am fat, I am out of shape, and I'm very happy to sit in the press box, drink my coffee, and eat a brownie, and not have to, go out there and get a car wreck on every play. But maybe have some success today. I really don't know. That's the biggest fascination, honestly, of the rest of the Titans season is, are they able to improve as a pass rushing defense? And the talent disparity, again, we haven't seen Brooks Reed, so we'll be curious to see whether he's even active today, whether that makes a difference. And they didn't sign Nate Orchard yesterday to the practice squad. They sent us an email telling us that. Cam Wake was built like a Greek god, though, says Alex. Yes, I don't know how much his for all his health tips and physical attributes, he was not able to finish the season in any kind of healthy capacity. So that is indeed the case. Would that be a cosmic brownie, Buck? I must know, says Corey D. Jackson. Well, if it was, I sure as hell wouldn't tell you. Here on A to Z Sports Prime Time. Buck, you went to IU. I'm married to a Colts fan. It can be tough. Well, I'm sorry for you, DeMarcus Mark. I know many obnoxious Colts fans in my life, but I can assure you that I am not one of them. Buck, doesn't Starbucks deliver now? No excuse for no pumpkin spice latte, says Joe Forsey. Even as I am reporting news that Adoree Jackson will play for the first time in 2020, Joe is unsatisfied with my reporting as an excuse to not have a pumpkin spice latte, and perhaps you guys will forgive me at another time. But let us say that I will have a pumpkin spice latte on the way to the stadium, because I'm jonesing for one now, the more that we talk about it. But there's plenty of time for me to get my coffee as I make my way over to Nissan today. Let's put a bow on this show, a little different. We did Titans Keys to Success. We're going to do our mybookie.ag best bet here in just a second. First, I'm going to tell you about our friends at Two Rivers Ford, the best place to buy a new or pre-owned vehicle here in Middle Tennessee. TwoRiversFord.com is the website. You can go pay them a visit out at Mount Juliet. They have a bunch of exciting new vehicles, new models coming in on the 2021 line. The Bronco, the Mustang, the Mach-E Mustang, the new F-150, all available for you to test drive now in Mount Juliet or schedule one online at tworiversford.com. Titans get a sack today, and we will forgive you, says Mike. Like Stevie, I am very superstitious. I understand. Delivery fee for coffee equals $14, says Armando. Listen, if you want to Venmo me for a $14 coffee, I'll get the $14 coffee, but I ain't doing it on my own time. Well, maybe I'm going to start expensing it to A to Z. Don't tell Austin and Zach. Get that damn latte, says Donald Bell. Lewis Chesney says, I'm not tired yet. Top Troop on YouTube, all three phases, outfit, defense, special teams, every week, same three phases for me. Show them that we was one step away from the Super Bowl for Top Troop. Well, the Lions are not the Kansas City Chiefs, but they are, they matter for you to try and secure the AFC South. I would say to you that I would be interested to see whether they can do what they did to the Jags. The Lions are better than the Jags. The Jags are obviously 1-12 for a reason. The Lions are not a good football team, but they show ability. And Matt Stafford is no joke. Whether he's got rib cartilage injuries, I think was the report, he's going to start today, as was noted by Ian Rappaport. Cornell says, I'm enjoying your show. Very insightful. First time watching. Well, Cornell, we are here every Sunday morning or every morning before the Titans play, live from the 216 Dog Pound. Cornell, you are more than welcome to hang out with us anytime you would like. Adoree won't fix the secondary. He'll need a few games to acclimate, says Alex. Well, listen, if you're going to give him a few games, start with this one and see where he finds his sea legs, for lack of a better term. Let's put a bow on this show because I got to get dressed. I got to get rolling. I got to put my face on, and now I got to go get my coffee because I'm all out of sync because I was trying to do work for the people today, trying to get your reporting done for the people today. What I will tell you is it's time for your mybookie.ag best bet. Let me give you the line and the over-under. Currently, your Tennessee Titans, they are 9.5-point favorites at home in their final game at Nissan Stadium, at least for 2020. The over-under currently set at 53.5. What is your mybookie.ag best bet? Titans minus 9.5 is the line. The over-under 53.5. Let me know on Facebook Live and on Periscope how you feel about it. And meanwhile, if you're looking to do a little gambling ahead of the Titans game, you're looking to secure that 9.5-point line, you can do it now, and you can do it by doubling your first deposit using this promo code MyTitans at mybookie.ag. They will hook you up, and they will make sure that you get your money's worth at the very least. Mybookie.ag, promo code MyTitans. All right, enough superstitious Titans fans cover coffee, says Puka. Yeah, it's true. Set up the Buck Latte Fund. I like the over, says Champagne Philly. Run the ball, take care of the ball, third down defense for James Roberts. Scoop is betting the under, which seems like a miserable way to watch a football game, but you can make money betting unders as well as betting overs, so whatever floats your boat. Titans cover and give me the points, says Orlando Jones. Jesse says, tighten the F up. Let's go. Lewis Chesney would like the over. What mybookie.ag best bet for today will be is they have a number of prop bets at mybookie.ag, not just lines, not just over-unders. Today, I looked at Corey Davis over 5 receptions. Right now, it's plus 120. I know he did not get the kind of volume that we have seen him get in the last couple of weeks. Those went to A.J. Brown, but Corey is always a fundamental part of this passing game. I believe that Corey Davis over 5 receptions at plus 120. And I think 9.5 is a big number for the Titans, given that defense and given that Matt Stafford will play. The over-under of 53, I think, is, I'm inclined to bet under if I was to bet, I would be inclined to bet under just because I think a lot of this is going to be predicated because Stafford is hurt and playing through injuries. I think a lot of this will be predicated on both teams' running games, and I think there will be a lot of clock bled. I think unless there's explosive plays in the running game, I think that it will be under 53.5. But if I'm betting Corey Davis over 5 receptions, plus 120 at mybookie.ag. Vrabel will maybe in a mood to pour it on, says Puka. I don't know. We'll see. He balls out and breaks 1,000 today, says Christopher Ruiz. Well, he can't. I would be if Corey Davis gets 199 yards, he's going to do it on a lot more than 5 receptions. So we will see. I want Titans to play underdog, says Easy. Well, it's tough because you got a great offense, and this is the place that they find themselves in. But I will tell you that we will have fun today. I will have fun watching at Nissan Stadium. I hope that those of you going to Nissan Stadium will enjoy watching. I hope that some of you watching from home enjoy yourselves from a safe and social distance with people that you enjoy watching Tennessee Titans football with. And I will tell you that I will see you tonight after prime time, or for prime time at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we'll talk about the events of the day. What I will also tell you is that the pregame show is over, but I am not tired yet. The game has not yet started. I have a lot more work to do because I'm not tired yet. I got primetime shows to put together. I got a full write-up that will be prepared for you at A2ZSportsNashville.com. I have been up since 4 a.m. because I went to see my parents yesterday, and I had to make it back here to Nashville in time to do this show for the people, with the people, and I love doing it because I'm not tired yet. As always, fam, peace and love. Support the people who support this show. Gary Ashton, Remax, Two Rivers Ford, and MyBookie.ag. We'll see you on primetime because I'm not tired yet.